Hi, I'm Lee, welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at this Sharp VZ-3000. We picked this up from auction. It's a lovely machine. We paid about 50 or 60, 50, maybe £60 with the commission. And obviously it's got some issues. It wouldn't be a fix-it channel without issues. Now on the auction listing they did say it was working, or they say it turns on and powers up, which most of them do. But yeah, let's get into the video. Let's see what issues this machine has. Right, it's a bit of a beast, hardly fits on my desk. I might have to set up like a two camera system to try and record what we're going to do on this. Ignore the speakers, that's just my crappy testing ones I plugged in to test it. Right, so let's turn this unit on. So we have power, we have lights on the system. Here we have our controls for the record player. So press the open close button, all operated by belt inside, although I think it's slipping. It gets stuck, it just needs a bit of a helping hand. Let's try and get some lights in here. So yeah, record, it just sits on there. Press the open and close again. It struggles. It just needs a bit of a helping hand. Right, now you can see it's got side A lit. I'm not sure whether you can see in there. If I press the play button, is that arm moving across? It's hard for me to see in this light. Oh yeah, I just saw the arm moving across. So the arm does come across and sit down, but our record is not spinning at all. So let's get it out of there. Again, needs a helping hand. Out. Right, if we press the forward button, we can see our two needles in here. There's the needle that plays the back side of the record, and the needle that plays the front side of the record is in the door. So you can see it move forward like it queues up. Now I don't know whether that's meant to make any sound. I've got it on the phono input at the moment, but there's no sound coming out off them needles, so it could be that I've moved them into a position that's for changing them really. But anyway, that's the first thing we need to do, is the belts on here. This spins nicely, but yeah, there's no resistance on that, so it's obviously the belt for the door needs looking at. It's alright once it's got up there. Stereo, I can't really test the stereo at the moment because of the weird connections in the back. I've not got an aerial that fits in there. I'll show you that later actually. And then we have the tape player. Now it does play. I've only got one speaker in at the moment, because if we play this tape, you can see the VU meter on the left is just hitting maximum, and that just outputs a horrible noise. But you can hear the volume control is a bit crusty, but the tape is playing. But you can hear how crackly that is. And if I plug the other speaker in, you just get the dull thudding through it. But I think this volume is getting better every time I use it. Cleans it up by moving the contacts. So yeah, so that needs looking at, why that VU meter's all the way at the end. We're going to have to change the belts in here. I should have shown you that. It's playing okay, but rewind, it gets stuck rewinding. Fast forward's very slow. You can see rewind is just, it's struggling. So the belts on that need changing. So I think this is going to need to be full stripped down. I think you've got to strip it down to get to the belts in here anyway. So right, that's the problems with it. I'm just going to give it a quick dust down, a quick clean over, and then we'll look into trying to get this beast apart. Right, that's enough for the cleaning at the moment. Just got the surface dust and muck off there. You had some like old sellotape stains that had come off there. Got a bit of IPA, isopropyl alcohol in this bottle. 99.9% alcohol. Gets off most sticky labels and old bits of sellotape and stuff. So, right, now I'm no expert in this stuff. I mean, I'm like you. I'm probably looking at YouTube on how to fix stuff. If you are trying to fix stuff, you look on YouTube to learn how to do it. Not many of these machines are on YouTube. I saw one guy doing one, but I believe you take this door off, or it's the perspex cover of this off first, which is just a couple of screws on the bottom. Because I'm probably going to lay it on its front, and I don't want this to get scratched or damaged, so I'm going to take this off anyway. So I think it's just a couple of screws down the bottom. I keep all them screws safe. Do not want to lose any of these ones. Probably have to have the door open to get this off. There is a little. We've got a little hole in the back to manually eject this door. There's no other screws in this, I don't think. Go bottom sliding out now. It does just slide off of there. Slide off of the bottom, lift up the top. So that's looking all right. See, that's not scratched up, so I'm going to put that somewhere nice and safe, so it's not going to get scratched or anything. See, I'm not even sure if you can get in this way to change the belt. I'm sure it's yeah, you know, this is all covered at the back here by a plastic plate, so you can't even get in this way to change the belt, which is why I think a lot of these machines, when the belt went, they never got used, which is probably why they're hopefully in good and working condition. Once that's gone, I don't think it was cost effective to get the belt changed, so I think you do have to take the whole thing apart. Alright, let's take the knobs off the front if they come off. Slide off nice and easily. I'm just trying to work out how I am going to do this. So I don't think I'm going to be able to lay this flat on this desk without taking all the crap off the back of it. See, I think I've got all these knobs in here that come out as well, do they? Sure, they should just pop off. Yeah, well stuck on there. That one's come off easy, and that one. Oh, they're on there, so tight. Alright, deal with those ones in a minute. Alright, so looking at the back of the unit, not the lightest thing in the world either. So I don't know why they put this wood on here. Not sure what the use of that is. Right, so we've just got all the screws on the back. We are going to undo, take this back off and see where we're at. Off comes the back, and we get to have a look inside for the first time. Here we go. Bit dusty. There we go, there's our big heat sink for the amplifier. Hopefully everything's looking alright in here, nothing's looking blown that I can see so far. Just look for hot spots, look for like any burn marks or anything like that. You got your voltage reading over here, so you can change your volts. So you can use 110 volts, 220 volts, 240 volts. So depending on which country you was in, you can use this in different countries, just change the voltage. Alright, now get into the get into the drive belt of the record player. It's still looking like a mission in itself. Definitely don't think there is a way in through the front. There's a little hole there to eject the front door if you need to. You would have thought they would have given you a way in through the front of the machine to get to this belt, which is why I think these things just stopped being used, because to change the belt is an absolute mission. Right, now the video I've seen online does involve taking this whole unit out of the frame, which is probably what I'm going to do. There's a few screw holes in the back of these plastic bits. You're going to need a long screwdriver for it. Hopefully this one will get down in there, that one will get in there, yeah. I'm sure whether there's one down there actually. Yeah, it looks like I can reach most of them. And yeah, I've got 4 screws here, which look like it could allow you to get the front off maybe. Although I do need to get to the tape mechanism as well to get to these belts. Not got one of them flat belts. Don't know, it seems a bit weird that you would have to take this whole thing out. Let's try. We've got 4 screws in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, which look like they're holding the front door on for the record player. So I'm just going to quickly undo these and now just have a quick look, see if that releases anything to get to the belt. Just can't believe you would have to take this whole thing apart to change the belt on it. Yeah, and that's from watching a YouTube video. It wouldn't make sense. Nah, the bottom seems a bit looser, but the bit of plastic we got on the top of here is part of this outer frame. So there's no way that would slide under. So yeah, maybe it is the whole thing's got to come out. Let's do these back up for now. Because I don't think these are just holding the part of that, the drive in there. It's not actually, I don't think these screws are the ones that are attaching it to the frame. I'm just going to start with undoing screws in corners and any I can see in the tops. So we've got one there, one there. I don't think these are part of it. We have got some underneath, I know that. One in the middle, one on the corner. Just going to start with these ones, see where we get to. Note the length of which screws are going in where. Make sure if there's any short ones are going back in the short holes, and any long ones go back in the long holes. There's one up here. Not one in there. Why has that not got one in there? Not that one, not that one. Right, so I'm just going to carefully tip it on its side. I've got these ones under the feet as well. Not sure about those ones. Yeah, I'm sure these feet have to come off. I'm sure there's another screw under the middle of these as well. It's probably in the way of the camera now. So you probably can't even see the one I'm doing at the top. So yeah, it's just these feet. Got a couple of screws in them. See what I'm doing. So that one is missing a bit of rubber off its foot. It's annoying. Right, yeah, there's a screw underneath them legs. Or the feet. They all the same length? No, these ones are longer. I think all these other little ones on the bottom as well are holding it in. That bottom one's definitely all loose now. I don't know if I'm going to have to take these off or not. I think they'll get in the way while trying to slide. I don't know if you can see me, I'm over this side now. I don't know if these will get in the way when I'm trying to slide the bottom out. Let's keep them out of the way, safe. Right, so that's everything undone from the bottom. Everything has a wobble in inside. Let's tip this back up. Right, I think we've got a couple of connectors over here. I think we need to take out because I think they're attached to the front, which get in the way when you try and pull this whole frame out. Are these the pushing ones? No. Okay, they're just like a little flap on these ones you pull down. Not seen them ones before. So just going to undo those cables. Probably can't see much of what I'm doing. Sorry about that. I know the door needs to be released to get this out, and the cassette door. I still think there's something that's holding this in. It is feeling free. I need to try and get those other knobs out the bottom of this now. So we've just got these other knobs in the bottom of here we've got to try and get out, which are pretty wedged in. Don't really want to use pliers on them, but just going to try and get them between a bit of cloth. Don't want to scratch these up or anything. Just can't get a grip on them. Oh, they just don't want to come off. Here's one. Just trying to wiggle them around in a circle. Just up and down, left and right, and round and round. And yeah, they've come off now. Excellent, not damaged them at all. Good. So that should free this bottom up to push out. I feel like I want to lay it on its back and just pull this out, pull the front off. Couple of screws have just popped out that were left in the bottom of this bit. Just grab them. One's landed on my foot. Just try to see if I can work out if it's still connected somewhere, maybe in here. Don't want that door shutting, that's for sure. That door needs to be open when you take it apart. Oh. Looks like we're getting stuck somewhere in the middle of here still. Ah, is that one up there? I think I've missed one screw up the top of there. Okay. are you the last one? Right, pop the door open again. Tape door is still open. Now it looks like this is going to come out. Oh yeah. Are you going to pop out? Okay, it's just going to slide out now. Is that just holding that on? Yes, it was. Right, so these 4 screws that were holding the, that I thought were holding the record, the drive together are, so I'm just going to do them up. Because the actual drive, the sort of drive plate is coming away from the front, so I just want to do these back up. I mean, I will have to undo them again to get to the drive. Yeah, so I'm just going to leave these. I'm just going to leave those 2 done up actually, just until I get this unit out, just so the drive's being held onto this frame. Just want to make sure we've got no wires in there being caught. Nothing's getting caught up. No, and we are out. So that front door just has to slide under that lip, which is an absolute pain in the arse. Right, let's close up this door a second. Should have cleared my desk off, I think. Should have just had a whole empty table. Let's get the frame out of the way. Cameras are in the bloody way. Right, so there we go. That is it out of its shell. So yeah, impossible to get to. Still impossible to get to like the drive belt. Let's just tip it forward, show you the back of it here. Jeez, that was our work. Right, so let's pop the door open again. Up to our overhead camera. Right, so yeah, there's no way in this way. I mean, on the front cover you got a bit of plastic over here, so there's no way you're going to get in here to change a belt. No wonder people didn't bother getting these fixed, because it looks like to change this belt is an absolute mission. Right, I've got to undo these couple of screws at the back again that I thought were holding this on, and they were. There's 4 of them all together. So I've just done these 2 up to hold it on. Just get them undone. Now I want to be careful of any wires just being pulled out of there. A couple of wires, plugs I can see attached are down here. I don't know which camera's going to pick this one up the best. Let's go overhead. So we've got one down here which has got this thick yellow cable on it. That's coming out the back, so I'm just going to unplug that one. And also we've got another plug down here with 3 reds, a green and a yellow on it, I think. So I'm just going to unplug that one. That one's out, that one's out. And I think that is that's the assembly out of this frame. And here at the bottom we have the remnants of a belt, which is just absolutely solid and brittle. That Jesus, it's literally falling apart. That has been in there years and years and years. To be just sat in the bottom and go that brittle. Okay, so we're getting this broken down into components now anyway, so let's get rid of that. Oh, we have a cable plugged in there. We've got all the selector buttons. Will that just pop off? We've got our little circuit board down here. Let's have a put this back in here a second. Yeah, I think it's just got a couple of plastic clips on there, but I don't want to risk breaking them. I mean, if we were just changing the belt, no, you can't even get to the belt now, can you? You couldn't even squeeze the belt under that, could you? No, you couldn't even squeeze the belt around there. You'd have to you've got to literally strip this down, take it apart to change the belt on it. So the video that I was watching on YouTube before is correct. No wonder people didn't want to send this in to change this belt. No one would have paid for this. Usually when you change a belt, you take your platter off, put the belt on, platter back on. No screws, anything. This is crazy. So yeah, these just push clips in these. Still can't really get to it. Oh yeah, it's just popped out. There's just little push clips in there. Yeah, it's just those little push clips. So push them together. And then I'll pop out. Just leave that hanging, be careful. Right, now it's apart. Now the drive belt is out. This unit's getting a little bit lighter. Right, so here we have it. Why is that bit falling out of there? Oh, that just pushes up in place. Okay. What would be the point of that coming out of there? I don't know what the point of that coming out of there is. Why you would want to take that bit off. I don't know. Alright, so let's rest this down. How much more of the belt we can find? It's a bit more of the belt in a cobweb. You can see more wrapped around the bottom of here. There is more of the belt. It's disintegrating as you touch it. So we've got the belt here that controls the door. That'll be the door mechanism now, is it? Then we just got the platter. Rightio. Yeah, that belt's definitely misshapen on there for the door. So we've got our needle controlled by rope. Either side, is it? Or is that the rope for the door? Has the door got a rope on it? Pulling it back up again? Probably. Right, so I'm not sure whether there's any more of the belt. Yep. There's even more of the belt under there. Got bugs, dead flies. Yeah. I haven't got a belt to replace this, but I'm hoping just a bog standard belt from another record player would do. An old Technics that I've got, which does work, but I might just steal the belt from it just to see if we can get around it. Oh, we have still got lots of the belt that's just stuck to the outside of the plate. Don't want it going down in that hole. Yeah. This belt is knackered. You know, a lot of times, I'm not sure what it's made of, because a lot of times the belts turn back to like oil. You turn back to being an oil rubber belt. So I don't know what this one was made of, because it's just gone rock solid and crispy. Right, so to change the belt on here, obviously the belt needs to go under this motor here, and then around here. But we've got a spindle in the middle of this, so you know we can't put our belt through there because we can't get it around the spindle that's going through the middle. So it's like you have to take this board off to get this off, because you've got a couple of screws underneath here as well. Jesus. Right, so let's just start having a look. I wonder if there's just enough room just to lift this up and slide a belt under. No, there's not. I'm not sure. No, that's not going to come off there. Got a feeling I'm going to have to cut all these cable ties. To lift this metal bar up. No more screws under there, they've just really packed these wires in there tight. And there's screws underneath these wires. Jeez. Right, had a little break, forgot where I was. Yes, there's definitely no way of putting this belt on from the front. It has all got to come off, so we've got a couple of screws hidden under here. I think I'm going to have to cut some of these cable ties. The wiring's just going to be in the way. Just need to move some of these wires so I can get to these screws on this board under here. This is crazy. Let's pop that plug out of the way. Set a screw for that one. Under all the wires. Great place to put it. There's a washer on there, but it's holding that. It's holding these like cable ties on. Leave it under there. Come on, get out of there. Hey. Just trying to get enough room to get to these other couple of screws that are under here. Just trying to see how I can feed a. Trying to see how I can feed a belt on. Maybe if I take this off. Trouble is we got under here. Probably going to be hard to show you. But under there, you know, you've got that big round disc that feeds through to the front. You know, it's a bit dark to see in there, but you know, that big wheel, you'd have to pull that all the way through. which we can't really do, so really want to slip about under here and then see if I can get it in from this back end over this pin. So we'll get it in this way. If I undo that circlip, is that gonna drop the pin out the front, or is it gonna let me lift this up? Who knows? Just put the thing there, stop this clip flying away. Zoom in a bit so you can see. Got a feeling this is all just going to fall forward now, and I'm going to struggle to get that circlip back on. Oh yeah, so that should now lift up over that pin and get the belt in from there. Is the other belt just going to go under there? Yes, it is. I can lift that back up to get the circlip back on. Right, what I'm going to do now quickly is I've still got a load of belt. Ooh. Out of view again. Still got a load of belt that's kind of like stuck to the side of this. So this is going to all need cleaning up. I'll show you as I'm scraping that off. You can see all that. It's just stuck to the side. You can just see it all crumbling off of there. You can actually just see the edge of the belt there. That white line. That is all the belt that's, or part of the belt that's all stuck around here. So there you go, you can see all that has just crumbled off. So I'm just going to scrape all this off so we can give it a good old clean up. Now I'm just going to use some isopropyl alcohol. This is the stuff I use, you can get off Amazon. Move the light out of the way so you can see it. That's the Hexil stuff. I think it's like about 6 or 7 quid for a litre bottle like that. It lasts me quite a while. 99.9% alcohol. Just put it in a little bottle to make it easier to decant it, and can just squeeze it out and spray it in areas. So just try and get the rest of this belt off, give this all a clean up. This alcohol will remove any sort of grease and any kind of like residue stuff that's left on there, hopefully. I've just done a couple of screws to undo the motor as well. Just want to give this a clean up. Give that sort of pulley a clean up on there as well. That's filthy. So I'll make sure there's no residue left on here. Yeah, I think that's clean. I think it's probably that copper or brass or whatever it is, just a bit tarnished. Right, let's put this back into place. Right, now I'm just going to borrow the drive belt from an old Technics record player that works fine. This is how easy it should be to change a belt. Basically comes off of there. Basically, yeah, your platter comes out and your drive belt comes off. And you wrap your drive belt back round there, pull it out with your finger, and then you can just drop it back over and put your belt on. That's how easy it should be. Although I don't think this belt is going to be anywhere big enough. No, it is not. There is no way this is going to go around that platter, which is a shame. Not going to stop me from checking though. Don't even have enough play in the wires to get this out the spindle. Right, let's try and get a bit more room. Let's pull that plug out of there. Is it going to give me a bit more? Don't really want to cut all the cable ties off. I've got out of there actually, that will probably come out of there now. Can we take that out completely? Yes. Okay, that washer just fell out of there, so need to make sure that one goes back on that side. Right, yeah, well, I don't think this belt is going to be anywhere big enough. I still have got a few marks on here, but I can clean this better now it's out. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to order the right belt for this. This is nowhere near big enough. I think that is. Now that will go on, but it is very stretched. You then got to stretch it to go over the motor, so it's got to pull it up a bit more. I think that might be too stretched. I don't know, let's give this a wipe quickly. Try and get these other little marks off of there. Just see the faint marks. Just see if we can get them off quick. Could be that they're just stained on there now. I want to get it as clean as possible so the belt's got a chance of gripping onto it. Yeah, that's better. Right, let's see if we can put this belt back on in out. Like I say, this is too tight for this. I'm sure I am going to get the proper belts, but I just Just want to give this a go for now. Remember putting that washer back in there. Now I have to try and get this belt under the motor pulley, the motor drive, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to try and get it in with tweezers there. Try and slide it under the belt. Try and get a little bit more light under it. That's round the motor pulley. Put this other washer back on top. Try and slide our clip back under. Gonna have to lift the plate up a bit. Always put my thumb over it because these things flick off, they're going across the room, never to be seen again. Sometimes they go back on easy, sometimes they're a shit. Right, that is back on. Okay, spinning all right. Okay, that's on good enough to test. Now let's just have a look at this belt on this side. God knows whether I've got one to fit on here. Just going to take the motor off, just give it a clean, hopefully make life a bit easier. There's a crusty old belt, it's a bit misshapen, that is pretty hard and stiff. Have I got one that size? Probably not. Let's see if we've got something similar. When you take a belt off, you always want to go for one that's a little bit smaller probably. Because don't forget, that one's been on there for years and is going to be stretched. So all those are way too big. Seeing if I can double a thin belt over to fit there. That is quite a bit smaller. Yeah, it's no good. There's no trick in that. No trick in it. Ain't got a belt big enough. So we'll leave that on there for now until we've got a proper one. I need to restock on the belts. Need a lot more variety. So let's just put this back inside the main unit and let's see if anything happens. Right, that door should have enough room to open. Right, now I'm not going to touch anything inside the machine, but those buttons are okay. Right, let's not plug it in yet because we haven't connected our two cables up back here, which was that one and this one. And we haven't got the VU meters plugged in for the tape deck, but that's alright. I just want to check the mechanism on here in a minute. I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to turn it on. Got our lights up here. Right, so let's do the open and close button. Still needs a helping hand in opening. Oh, I'm going to put a record in and see if it spins. Right, close. Not too bad in closing. And the record is turning. Right, I should get my... I can hear something playing. Can I? I can faintly hear something playing. So let me just show you that it is now spinning round. Probably a bit slowly. And the needle is in there on the record. It is spinning and playing okay. So I've just pressed the stop and cue button, so that's stopped a minute. Right, let me just turn this off. I just want to see if we've got any sound on this. Right, so that's the speaker plugged in. Right, so that is the... Well, I've just got the one speaker plugged in for now. Right, let's turn it back on. I don't know whether the needle's moved or whether it stayed where it is. Does it turn back off? Right, let's press play. See what happens.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, we have sound.
For our first passenger flight to Phoenix. Ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8,
That is playing.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
We have got music. Still need to sort out that volume control. Let's see if it will play the back side. If I can remember which one it is. Right, so the B side is now trying to come on. Yep, I can hear it. Don't know whether that one's a bit quiet though. I won't play too much of this, otherwise I'll any ad revenue will go to Boney M and not me. But there you can hear that playing. But that is definitely a lot quieter than the front. If I leave that on that volume, you can just hear it. Come back to side A. Does that go back to the beginning now? Yep. Which one's the forward button? No, that's play and cue. Oh, that's a forward button. So side A does seem to be a bit louder. But there we go. That is playing and that is working. Let's check the door. Let's open and close. Kick it back out. So we definitely need to get some belts for this. Need to get some proper belts. Up she goes, locked shut. Right, that is it. I'm gonna leave this one here for now. This is probably a long video as it is. So I'm going to order up the proper belts for this, the drive belt, and the other belt I think is for the door opening. Pretty sure it is. So I think we'll do this in parts. So the next video, what we're going to look at, I'm probably going to have to look at getting the tape drive belts as well. Might have to order some of them. I am running out of my belts that I've got, and we're going to have a look at cleaning up these pots and everything else. We'll look at the tape section and sorting out the volume controls and everything else in the next video. But I hope you like this one for now. Ongoing project. We'll get some belts. We'll keep going on this. Please give this video a like. Please leave me any comments down below. And most importantly, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified when I come back and finish the rest of this off. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one, and I'll see you soon.